Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is all about my curly hair. This big fun hair on the top of my head. I want to tell you a little history about my hair and my struggle with my hair up until now, and then get into what kind of products I use for my curly hair or natural hair. So I come from a Dominican family, and in Dominican culture and Latin culture, hair is so important. More specifically, like long, glorious, straight hair is very important. And at a certain point, my mom started relaxing my hair or chemically straightening my hair. Basically because she didn't know any better. That's what her mom did for her, so that's what she did for me. And you know, it sucks. If any of you girls out there relax your hair, it's not a fun situation. The stuff they use, the chemicals they use, burn, and it sucks. And granted, your hair might be like straight and great after, your actual hair gets more and more damaged by doing that. So I don't have to talk about that for too long, because if you're watching this video, chances are you have natural hair or curly hair or kinky hair or whatever you want to call it, tight curls, loose curls, and you want to know more about how I made the transition. Anyway, so about a year and a half ago, I decided to stop straightening my hair, stopped chemically relaxing my hair. I would still go to this Dominican salon here in Los Angeles that I found to get what we call a wash and set, which is where they wash your hair, they put it in these big hard rollers, and then you sit under a hair dryer, and then they take those rollers out, and then you blow out your hair. It's supposed to be better for your hair as far as like getting not as much direct heat, but it's still a lot of heat to your hair. Anyway, that's what I did my whole entire life. And so sometimes I would wear my hair like curly, but it wasn't really curly because it was so fried from the relaxer and blowing it out. It was just kind of like this like stringy mess. And then finally, a couple months ago, I went to the curl doctor here in LA. His name is Shy. I can link him in the bottom. But he is known for cutting curly hair. He's known for doing amazing jobs and helping girls transition from chemically relaxed and straightened hair to naturally curly hair. These are a little longer and stringier because the ends of this hair is the hair that's still chemically treated. When I went for the cut, I didn't want him to cut it all off because I like to wear my hair up a lot, and I wanted it to be long enough so that I could still wear it up. I think when you're transitioning into curly hair, you have to do what's right for you and your lifestyle so that you're not miserable through the process. So anyway, I left this part longer, but down here, I chopped off all the dead ends. So you can see the curls down here look healthier, they're a little tighter. They're not stringy, because this is my natural, pretty hair that I wish I knew I had my whole life. So, okay, so now I'm left with this. And the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of people have asked me how I did the transition, because it can be really stressful and hard, and a lot of times that's why people don't do it. It is hard, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of like trying to deal with your hair and relearning your hair, but it's not impossible. And I think with the right products, you can definitely get it done. Products have definitely helped me finding the right products. I'm gonna preface by saying this video is not, I repeat, not sponsored by Diva Curl, but the products I'm about to show you are pretty much all Diva Curl, because I found out about them through the hairstylist that I mentioned, Shay. I found out about them through his website. Those are the products he uses on his clients. And once I started using them, I was like, oh wow, yeah, these really work. These like really kind of get the best curl out of my hair. So before I get into the products, I want to talk to you more about how I dealt with going from straight to curly. Updos. Updos are your best friend, because there's going to be a time where you're going to have your natural curl coming out from the roots, and then the ends are going to be straight, and your hair is not going to look good curly because it's going to be like half and half. And chances are your hair is not going to look great straight because the roots are so thick and curly that it's not going to fall flat, and the ends are so straight that they're not weighing down the hair. So it's a very annoying time. And I think that time, depending on how quickly your hair grows, comes around 8 months in to a year in, where you're like have like a substantial amount of new growth and you're like dealing with it. So anyway, what I did was a lot of updos, whether it's like braids or buns or just like a slick back bun kind of deal. I love wearing my hair up, so that wasn't really a hard thing for me to keep wearing it up all the time. My second piece of advice is condition, 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 condition. Your hair needs so much moisture. Oh God, I just realized that I'm about to talk about Diva Curl, and their bottles are like the same color as my shirt right now. That's a little embarrassing. Anyway, so let's get into the products. Okay, so the first thing I use, you see I have a giant Diva Curl No Poo shampoo. So this is a zero lather type conditioning cleanser, which is really great for your hair to condition, condition, condition. I honestly only use this about every other week to wash my hair, because most of the time I just do the straight up co-washing. And co-washing is when you use conditioner to wash your hair. So you go under the water, you rinse, 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 you put in a ton of this stuff, which is the Diva Curl 1 conditioner. There you go. And get it in there and kind of like massage your scalp. You know, I mean, you know how to wash your hair. I don't want to do a tutorial about washing your hair. But yeah, wash your hair with that. And then people like to either finger comb, where they like literally stick their fingers through their hair to comb it out, or use a really big tooth comb, which is what I use. And then what I've been doing is once I get out, I dry my hair with either a t-shirt, or Diva Curl has a great like towel that's good for not damaging your hair. Or I use paper towels. All these things are better on your hair than the average towel. They will cause less breakage, and they also help form your curls somehow. I don't know how that works. It's science, maybe, but I love it. And then I use, again, this is not sponsored by Diva Curl. I use the Diva Curl styling cream. So I put a little bit of this in my hair after I've like towel dried it, and then I scrunch, 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 and then I let it dry. And then once it's completely dried is when I go in and like actually play with it. I'm more of a fan of a kind of like frizzy fro. I don't love perfect curls. I like to stretch out my curls. These little guys in the bottom, the ones that are all natural especially, they can get real tight and look real short. So I like to stretch them out. As you can see, I use this pick here, and I go in and just kind of like pull out. And that's kind of how you use a pick. Yeah, and you can make your hair higher with a pick. Another thing I love for all the updos that I was talking about is this stuff. It's Mizani True Textures Curl Set. See, that's what that looks like. Can you see it? So that's that. This stuff is great to put in your hands when you're gonna do an updo. Like you rub it in your hands and you kind of put it on your hair a little bit, but then you also just keep a little bit in your hands, and it makes it easier to like braid your hair or slick it back. It just gives a little like texture to your hair so it's not flying all over the place. And then something else I like to do is make oil treatments and treat my hair to oil treatments. At least once a week I try to do it, but it's hard sometimes. But yeah, I try to do it like once a week, once every other week. And I will put in the description what's in this oil thingamajig. But basically it's just a lot of oils that are good for your hair. So it's like coconut oil, avocado oil, jojoba oil, castor oil, stuff like that. Yeah, so all the oils in the world that people say are good for your hair, I put in that little bottle right there. And then I just drench my hair in it, and then I wrap my hair, usually in aluminum foil, and I look like an alien. And then I try to sleep with it if I can. If not, I just like sit with it for a few hours. I don't know, go take a yoga class, go to a movie with a scarf around your head. It's all about moisture. Bottom line is, it is all about moisture. Okay, so I know there's a lot of rambling, but I want to end with this. do you. If you're ready to transition into natural hair, I say go for it. I know it's really hard at first, but honestly, it gets easier as your hair grows because your hair wants to be curly. Your hair does not want to be straight. That's why it's not straight, and it's so beautiful. And I wish it didn't take till my 30s to like figure this out and wear my hair curly like this, because I tell you, that was a lot of years of blowouts. I mean, that was a lot of money I gave to Dominican salons. And not to say that I'll never blow out my hair. I mean, I'm also an actress and a TV host, so sometimes I have to blow out my hair for jobs, and I'll go to the Dominican salon and get it blown out. That's fine. I try to minimize it and do it as little as possible. Over the last, I don't know, year, I've maybe blown out my hair 3 times, maybe 4 times. So yeah, as little heat as you can put on your hair, the better. Embrace your curls. I know it can be challenging. I think it's really important for girls of color to embrace what their hair is really like, especially for younger girls to have someone to look up to, because we all have like different textures, different curls, and it's beautiful, and we got to embrace it. The more we know how to like handle our hair, the easier it'll be, and the more we can embrace it and love it. I don't know, if you have any more curly hair questions, leave a comment below and ask away, and I'll answer it either in another video or I'll just reply to you in the comments. Yeah, embrace your curls. And oh, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!